Okay, so this Facebook Live, I'm going to be talking about Agnihotra and your inner environment. Okay, helicopter is coming by. So I wait till the helicopter goes by to continue. Oh, it's not going to be too loud. Okay, and it's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live. If anyone, you all have been keeping up, we did a Cobb House natural building workshop here last Saturday. And in 2 more weeks, we're going to do homeless outreach. So we've been really busy, but I wanted to jump on here and do a Facebook Live because it's been a while since I've done one, since I think probably Earth Day. So, and then we also went to East Cleveland, Ohio to set up Agnihotra and Homa farm there in East Cleveland, Ohio. And you may have heard me mention that Agnihotra and Homa farming is a way to restore soil in areas where there are not any grocery stores and you need healthy food. So we go around and teach people how to grow healthy food and regenerate the soil in neighborhoods where they dump pollution and radiation, nuclear dumps, wasting and things like that. And then they wonder why the children are having behavior problems and there's crime and things like that. So East Cleveland, Ohio, this is our second time going there. We'll be back again there in a couple of months. And we're supporting Fred, the soil man Richmond, who has a space there for Agnihotra in this community garden. And it's a healing garden. So I wanted to just touch bases about some of the things that we're doing. And if you'd like to support, just DM or email or give us a call. And you're welcome to come to any events. The Cobb House that we're building, like a little small cob structure, little hut. It's made from clay, straw, and sand. And you probably can't see it over here, but let's see. It's over there. You probably couldn't see that, but there's a lot of stuff going on here. But this is an ongoing project that we have at the Conyers location. Okay, so please let me know if you'd like to come, bring your children to come participate in building the Cobb structure. So what we teach here at Shantidee Institute is we are Ayurvedic medicine school, farm, and eco center. And we teach the ancient technology of Agnihotra. And it's very important now with all of the things that are happening that we understand really what is happening with us as humans. If the earth is trembling because of the pollution, because we're not taking care of the mother. Okay, whatever happens to the earth happens to us. And so with Agnihotra, this ancient process that is tuned to the circadian rhythm of nature, we do it at sunrise and sunset. We use a copper pyramid and we light a fire. We smear dried cow dung with ghee. And then we use brown rice and we utter Sanskrit mantras at sunrise and then again at sunset. So this is a process that we do twice a day. So what happens, and you're wondering what happens at sunrise and sunset, this is a time when there is a lot of energy that is coming to the planet at sunrise. So you have energies, ethers, and electricities that cascade upon the planet. And then there's just this beautiful music, this cosmic music that envelops the planet and things become restored and renewed. And so when we do the Agnihotra process, we're putting nutrients back into the atmosphere to cleanse the air, to cleanse the water, and to restore soil. So for those that would like to see scientific studies that have been done, if you go to Google Scholar, and I've mentioned many times, you can go see the many scientific studies that have been done all over the world. Not so many here in the United States, which is where we live. But the best way to understand the Agnihotra, and that's spelled Agnihotra, is to come and get a demonstration of the fire. If you're in Conyers, you can come to the location here. If you're in other places where people are doing Agnihotra, you can go for a demonstration so you can feel the energy shift that happens when you do Agnihotra. So The process is based on Ayurvedic science. So this is ancient technology. We're not talking about something new. You only need, like I said, dried cow dung, rice, and ghee, and it's a it just restores the atmosphere. So where there's polluted air, it cleanses the air, it cleanses the water. Okay, and then you use the ash that is the byproduct of Agnihotra. You use that for farming, and we call that Homa farming. That's Homa. And so let me show you the copper pyramid. I should have brought, well, I don't have a direct place where I'm sitting. So here's the copper pyramid. Let me see if you can see it. Okay, we use this. This is the copper pyramid. Okay, you can see inside there. So, you have that, and you just use dried cow dung. And we have 2 cows at our farm where we get our cow dung from, and our cows eat grass. And that is, I'm just going to sit right here. We use the pyramid. So we're talking about ancient alchemy. Okay. So when people are talking about healing and what we can do to help the planet, we have to use very simple things. Okay. So we are environmentalists, all of us. Okay. We are an environmental organization, Shantidee Institute. Our main organization, our parent organization is Heal the Atmosphere Association. But we are here to say that environmentalism at the core of whatever you think it is, it begins with you. It begins with you and it continues with you. So we're talking about your inner environment. That's why I titled this Agnihotra and your inner environment. Because if the planet is ailing, are you not ailing too? You are a part of the planet, right? Okay, of all the trees and the birds and the insects and the fish, you're part of all of that, which is the microbes, man, flora, fauna process. Okay, so in that scientific principle, is one is off, then all of those that I've just mentioned are off, because you're not separate from anything. Everything is connected. So one of the things that we say that when you do Agnihotra is that you are transforming what is polluted into something that is purified. Okay? So if you are performing Agnihotra, there's a healing that takes place within you. Okay? So you may see these headlines where we're talking about violence and things within neighborhoods and whatnot. So what we're saying is, in your neighborhood, okay, with the neighborhood of yourself, your being, okay, let's get you calm. How can you change the neighborhood if your neighborhood of yourself, your inner environment, is not peaceful, calm, healthy, all these things? And so Agnihotra really is a process of balancing things, because right now things may seem imbalanced to you. Maybe you work too many hours. You don't have enough time to spend with your children or your parents. And maybe you're not feeling well. Maybe you have a quick temper. Maybe you're dealing with a drug challenge, or maybe you're dealing with being attached to material things. So whatever the things that you are dealing with, Agnihotra can keep you calm, okay? Help, really get you in a calm state, so that way you can think about ways in which to change your life for the better. So I'm going to go inside because I think I have a slow connection. Okay, back inside. So, back inside. Okay, let me get towards okay, so it's the light. Okay, so what we're talking about is there are changes, and let's say that you're looking to make a big change. Okay. You start one day at a time. You always stay in the present moment. Okay. You stay in the present moment and you do one thing and then you work on the next thing. So we're talking about something that happens over time. So you don't have to beat yourself up if you can't get your temper together, or you're trying to be more patient with your children. It takes time to make these type of changes. Okay. And you know what the lighting is. Okay, here. Lighting is better right here. Okay. Trying to get the lighting right. So the thing is with the environment, nature itself, because we are part of nature, it depends on us being calm, collected, full of peace and love. And if we're walking around here arguing and fighting each other, killing each other, that affects the entire vibration of the planet. And we have talked about this many times before, that the vibration of love is a very high vibration, and this affects the plants. And we were speaking about this recently in East Cleveland, Ohio, that you will be able to see the difference when you are interacting with your plants in your garden or your farm, that the more full of love that you are, the happier the plants are, and that actually affects their plant growth, okay, their growth pattern. So if you're talking about dealing with the challenges that we have in neighborhoods, especially at risk neighborhoods, this is a way to address that with Agnihotra. And then, when you perform Agnihotra, you're sitting quiet, you're still, you'll find that you're breathing slower, you're calmer, and you have a clearer mind. So that inner environment, once you're consistently working on that to keep it balanced, then guess what? You become a better steward of the planet. So these are simple things that we're talking about, because it has to be something simple that everybody can do. It's not a complicated thing. Okay, so we don't want you to look at the headlines and see all this doom and gloom on the TV, because these are the solutions that we are sharing with you that everyone can do. And we teach Agnihotra here. You're welcome to come and see it being demonstrated, and you yourself can choose to perform Agnihotra at home. Okay, it's a very healing process. So now, when we are talking about the environment, that may seem abstract to many people. Well, I'm going to help the environment, or what can I do about pollution? But you always start with yourself first. So just like the Agnihotra ash and Agnihotra, the process itself, it cleanses the atmosphere from pathogenic bacteria. So when you're performing Agnihotra, it helps to clear away those thoughts that are not beneficial to you. Because is that not pollution? Thought pollution? And thought pollution, my goodness, that's the beginning of everything. How you think, that turns into words that you say. Are they kind words? Are they loving words? Okay. Are you being mindful of your neighbors? Are you being a good coworker? A good spouse? Okay. A good child? A good friend? Okay. Are you helping your neighbor? So we're talking about dealing with the thought pollution. So those thoughts become words that you say, become actions. So we're talking about clearing up the thought pollution, because everything starts with a thought, just a single thought. And then that single thought becomes a big thought. So we're talking about mind training when we're dealing with thought pollution. So now do you understand how the inner environment, the environment, directly relates to the environment out there? So the first thing you have to do is become a steward for yourself, bettering yourself, training your mind to not be so easily angered, forgiving, okay? And the forgiving is for you. It eases your heart. Okay, clears your mind. Okay. And this is a good way for you to be a good example for those in your community and in your household. So that is the number one environment that we're talking about. So as you're performing Agnihotra, so normally when you perform Agnihotra, we're sitting, we light the fire, we utter the Sanskrit mantra, and then we close our eyes and we sit still until the fire goes out. So this is your time to sit still. This is your time to sit still. And then there's the subtlety, okay, that happens with just sitting still. And we've talked about this before, about the quantum physics of just being still. And so Agnihotra, it deals with quantum physics, because we are in this society here in America where we move a lot. Everything's very fast paced. But are we doing something? What's the purpose of it? What is the deeper meaning? Okay, so you find that in physics, you can just sit still. And they have something that's called the observer process, where something reacts differently just because it's being observed. It's a different result. So when we say being still, there's a subtlety there within your energetic self, your bioplasma body, or your second body, or your auric body. There are many different ways cultures have talked about this. So we're talking about dealing with you on a most subtle level, just sitting still. So just think about it. How many times, just not even this week, but today, have you just sat still? Just sitting still, not doing anything, not on the cell phone, not looking at anything, just sitting still. We're not even talking about meditating. We're talking about sitting still. It's really important that we understand that as humans, that we're not meant to be moving around all the time. It's a time to move, and it's a time to be mindful and to be still. So Agnihotra is that time where that inner environment is being worked on, and on that subtle level. That's what we're talking about. Because on a minute, the subatomic level, that's where the power is. Where you don't have to do a lot of talking. You don't have to perform. I mean, you're human. You don't have to perform. You are a human. You don't have to be the best wife, the best student, the best child, the best parent. You just exist without no attachment to an outcome. There's a lot of stress that we put on ourselves because we're trying to be the best. You have to do this, and if you're not the best, then everything is kaput. But that's not the truth. You are a human. You're beautiful and loved just because you are a human. And whatever flaws you think you have, they're not important. Don't be too hard on yourself. Always be in present moment. That's all you have is the present moment. Don't worry about what happened yesterday or in the past. You're in present moment. That way you can walk beautifully, divinely in the future. So we talk about simple things. I was discussing this with someone recently about, I saw something on social media where a person mentioned, a man said, for the first time ever in human history, human evolutionary history, human history period, we're able to be connected with someone 24/7. And by that, he was saying that there's a cell phone that most people have on all day, all night. TV is 24/7. And I was telling Ronnie here recently, he helps me with the different events that we have. See, when I was growing up, we didn't have cell phones. And I remember when I was little, I would get up to go to the bathroom or sneak into the dining room where the TV was. And I would see the TV, and it would have like little, like static and like little cloudy, little, I'm gonna call it like snowflakes coming in. Well, it was like little static. And then they would play the national anthem. And that was the last programming. I believe that was like 11 p.m. or 12 midnight. TV was not 24/7. I remember that. So I guess I'm aging myself a bit, but I remember that. We didn't have cell phones. I think when I got out of high school, we had beepers or pagers. So I didn't grow up on cell phones either. But think about it. So for the first time in human history, we're attached to all these devices and everyone can get in touch with us. Okay? But what would happen if you turn your cell phone off? Even if it's just for an hour a day or 20 minutes a day. You're not going to go kaput. You'll still be here. The connection has to be within the inner environment. That's the whole point of me talking about this, because I never thought about that. Because I'm not really on my cell phone a whole lot. And I know you all see me on social media, but I'm not really on social media all the time. I post things, but I'm not on there interacting with a whole lot of pages, and I'll only post the things so you all can keep updated with what we're doing here at Shantidee Institute. But the main thing that everyone needs to understand is that your purpose on the planet is to have a journey and to learn and to have a better understanding of yourself and your fellow human beings, and understand your process of being on this journey, taking care of the planet and your relationship with God, the Creator. That's what we're here for. So if you don't have understanding, then what do you have? What do you have? So we wanted to talk about these things. So to be an environmentalist, it doesn't have to be complicated. We talk about simple things here. It has to be about dealing with your inner environment. And then to be observant of yourself. What things trigger you? Knowing to understand that your thoughts lead to words, lead to actions. So once you can master that, then you've mastered yourself. And so in this process, when you perform Agnihotra and you're sitting still and the Creator is working with you on this most subtle of levels, this is where the movement happens, that subtlety. So don't be hard on yourself, okay? So understand, when you think about the process of growing food, how you put a seed into the ground and you pour some water on the seed and you water it. Then the plant grows, comes up a little bit, it sprouts. Then you water it some more, it gets a little bigger. You water some more, then it turns into, let's say you like kale. It takes time for it to get to that state of being fruitful. And that's how it is with the state of human beings. So you be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself, like as if a breeze is blowing across your face. Okay? You be gentle, because it takes time too to grow that seed, to change that inner environment. So the environmentalist mindset is that you take care of yourself. You're mindful of the planet. And that's what all these projects that we're doing, we're talking about. We have the Cobb House project, teaching people how to use natural materials to build a house with no tools. So you can be mindful. Be mindful. Some people don't even have a home. And if we can get these type of structures built, we don't have to have so many people homeless. So we're talking about the inner environment and not thinking about yourself and using what is accessible to you. We don't have to be consumers, consuming so many things and not putting anything back, because Mother Earth is saying you have to give back. You see, she's got these tornadoes and things going on. Okay, and in Vedic science, when a tornado comes, that means there's a pollution that it is clearing up. That's what it means in the Ayurvedic system. So understand that being an environmentalist is much deeper than just holding up a sign saying save the planet. We're talking about save the planet with your very actions and being mindful. being understanding of the person that you may know that's living in the forest behind your house, up the street from your house, knowing that they are suffering too. And then recently, somebody was saying that I think Ronnie was telling me that they're saying that it's not going to be any more middle class anymore. Well, I always said we don't have to divide ourselves up into classes anyway. We are humans. We are all brothers and sisters. Okay? So what is happening to you down the street is happening to me right here. What has happened to someone across the world, okay, in Chad, Africa, or India, or Ukraine, or Russia, or Israel, or wherever these places are where grief is and wars, is happening to me too. Everyone, your brothers and sisters. There are no political agendas, okay? There's nothing about race or religion. We are human beings. We're here to take care of each other. So this inner awareness, this inner environment, this is something that all of us have as our birthright as humans on this planet. We all are environmentalists. The environment equals the environment that we take care of. So we call ourselves caretakers, okay? Okay, and so this is very serious business, everybody, okay? Because we want to have an earth, a planet to leave to other people once we are dead and gone, to leave to our children and grandchildren. Everybody deserves clean air and clean water. Nobody owns the air and the water, okay? Okay, these are all things that should be easily accessible to everyone. Okay, in East Cleveland, Ohio, where we're doing the work up there, they only have one grocery store in that city of 13,000 people. East Cleveland, Ohio. That's craziness. Okay, one grocery store. So we are getting them to grow their own healthy food. But the thing is that we have to take care of each other. If we're growing food, okay, and then we can barter for what the things that you don't grow, you get it from someone else. Get someone to help fix your house or your car, and then you help them fix something too. Okay, you have to barter, grow food, so you're self-sufficient. This is the inner awareness of what's happening in your neighborhood. Even if you don't live in a neighborhood where these things are happening, you have to understand what is happening at the world at large, in the world at large. So, the inner environment is the environmentalism of the future, of the present moment. Your inner environment. Are you vibrating so high with love that when people see you, they just have a big smile and they feel like so relieved and they can de-stress? Your inner environment, that affects everything. So we've often talked about the vibration of a human being. We're a human being. We're the caretakers of the planet and of the animals and everything. So when we're vibrating very high, that helps to heal the planet. Okay? We're divine beings. We're meant to be full of love. And this affects the vibration of the planet. This affects the rotation of the earth, the magnetic field. Yes, your vibration, when you are full of love, it affects the entire planet. So, what do you think happens when everyone's running around angry, upset, cursing each other out? Okay, and then we pass along all these things on social media that can be very destructive and harmful to people. You can't do that. Okay, so the first step, as we end the talk, is start doing Agnihotra as much as you can. Do it in your household. You can invite your neighbors to do Agnihotra with you. If you'd like to see it demonstrated, you can come visit here at a Conyers, Georgia location. Okay? Or if you're somewhere else in another part of the United States or another world, I can refer you to someone that's doing Agnihotra where you're located. And then from there, be aware of the environment at large. Do you need to clean up trash in your neighborhood? Do you need to start a community garden or start a garden where you live? Okay? So then you become more mindful, living in sync with nature and helping your fellow brothers and sisters. So that is the message that we wanted to share today. And before I forget, we should be getting some more Agnihotra kits probably in the next 2 weeks. So they'll be back on the website. The website is shantivillainstitute.com. That's SHANTI Villa Institute, shantivillainstitute.com. And our number is 404-487-8156. I remember that the number. Yeah, 487-8156. The email is shantivillainstitute@gmail.com. Okay, and as always, reach out if you'd like to participate in the homeless outreach or the Cobb natural building workshop. I love you. I love you. I love you. Reach out if you have any questions about Agnihotra, if you need help with other things. And I hope you have a wonderful day the rest of the day. See you the next time. Be blessed.